Hi everybody, my name is Paul Carman.
And my name's Andy Carvill.
Thanks for taking the time to watch this quick little video. We just want to tell you about a new little venture of ours and a little project we've had in mind for a little while now. And this has all come about um, really due to conversations with customers over the past few years. You know, we've all seen and heard, and we probably all own wonderful pieces of technology now. Um, But when you stand and talk to people now at exhibitions or in shops, people only ever talk to you about all the buttons and the technology. Nobody ever asks you about playing anymore and how do you do this and what was that nice chord you played there and how do I do this timing. All of that's gone, and that's really sad, and that's why we've formed a little company called Keyboard Academy. And our aim is to get you playing again, because at the end of the day, that is the most important reason you buy an instrument like this. It's not just to sit messing about with sounds and listening to styles. It's about sitting down and learning to play. And actually that experience of learning to play and slowly but surely improving and learning new things. That's what we both did.
Indeed, indeed. And just to further strengthen what Paul was just saying there, um, we've been around the industry for a long time.
Too
Believe it or
long.
not, between us, about 90 years.
Yeah.
You're looking very good, Andy.
Thank you.
Very good, very good. But back in the day when keyboards first came to be, there was really only two other instruments played in homes, and that was either the good old acoustic piano or an organ. Now, you probably know an acoustic piano has a very difficult left hand. You have to read bass clef and be able to do all sorts of things with your left hand. And with organs, well, seems to be the difficult part of an organ is playing the pedals. Now, a keyboard, on the face of it, solved both of those problems. Keyboards tend to be styled based, so you have a simpler left hand and you don't have any pedals to play. However, what seems to have happened over the years with keyboards is they've built this reputation of being easy to play. And the truth is, I'm sorry to tell you this, it's not true. They may be easier than a piano or an organ, but there are still many musical facets you have to build in to playing a keyboard properly. Let's just compare that to another instrument. Let's take a woodwind instrument, just randomly, doesn't matter which one we think of. Let's say a clarinet. So a clarinet plays single notes, just one note at a time. Don't have to worry about any chords because you only have one note at a time. You have to learn which hole to cover, etc. Well, you have to learn which key to press. You have to know about timing. Well, you have to know about timing on here. But there are lots more things you have to know about on here as well. How do you mix different instruments together? What's the best way of making those instruments sound realistic? How do you use the styles? How do you use the intros? How do you use the endings? Now you may think, well, that's bordering on technology. Well, in a way it is, but it's also musical as well. So nobody picks up a clarinet and says, oh, it's easy, I don't have to learn how to play, I can just pick it up and play it. Yet that seems to have become the reputation of a keyboard instrument. And frankly, there are so many more musical applications on here than many other instruments.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Andy. I mean, these were sold for many years on that basis that they were easy to play. And how many people have you spoken to that say, oh, yeah, of course, you're not doing anything, it's playing
It's
itself?
playing itself.
We know it's not. And if you think about it, how many of you would buy, for example, a car and just sit and play with the radio on your driveway because you've never had driving lessons? The answer is you wouldn't. But you'd be surprised how many people will buy a keyboard and never have a single lesson. So Keyboard Academy, we're about to launch, hopefully mid-August, beginning of September time, all things being equal. And it's going to be in a couple of parts really. So first is a series of books. Now, Many of the pieces in there will be original pieces that Andy and myself have written, and they're all geared towards teaching you a new element. It might be introducing you to some new chords, it might be a new key signature, it might be a new piece of timing, but there will be music books with playing guides in there as well. And that series of books will evolve. There'll be some well-known classical pieces rearranged in a slightly different style. We might teach you how to spice up your left hand, play some slightly different chords, and slowly but surely we want to get you doing these things almost automatically then for yourself, depending on the piece of music you choose to pick up and play at the time. So that's one element. The other is we will support all of the books with videos. So, you know, a picture paints 1,000 words. So yes, we've put some playing guides in the books, but sometimes some people find it easier to actually physically watch us do the things. And we'll show you all those little things that maybe need an extra bit of work and how to go about practicing them. We're also going to develop some online tuition, and that can be a little bit more general. Some of it, as Andy said, might be to do with the technology that you've bought, how to use the intros properly, how to use fill-ins, how to mix sounds together, what sounds go well together. All in all, we just want to help you get the maximum pleasure out of the instrument that you've purchased.
And indeed, a key part of that is the musical aspect. Paul mentioned there using the technology, but it's how to use that technology in a musical way to make the end result, i.e. your playing, better than it is at the moment.
So as this develops, we'll be back to tell you more. We tell you where we're going to build in a website at the moment. We'll have an email address. So if you're at all interested, keep watching this space and we'll be back with an update very soon.
Bye for now.